There's absolutely tons of surprises and no schedule when it comes to Sofa City Sounds, which, welcome. It's nice to have you guys. Please introduce yourselves.
How about it, Harley?
My name's Harley. I'm the bass player for Elk Puncher.
I'm Ryan. I'm the first guitarist for Elk Puncher.
I'm Liam. I'm the other guitarist for Elk Puncher.
So I guess you heard it here first. Liam is a new addition to the band. So now we're a 5-piece.
Yeah.
Sweet. Right
Yeah.
on. Well, welcome to my crazy show. These two have dealt with me before. You're in for a run with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
But yeah, absolutely. But we have lots of fun when we do live shows. So
Nice.
yeah. And we'll get you into the dive pub in a couple of months too. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
So, which you guys have done dive pub with me before, and what a party that! What the fuck? I was not expecting that from you guys. I love that none of you look like you sound.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing. And like Elk Puncher, which one of you actually did it for the name to become that?
I mean, I don't really know where it came from at this point. It was just kind of like it was thrown around a long time ago, and then we kind of sat on it for a while.
Yep.
And then after maybe 3 weeks, we came back to it and we're like, you know what? That's the one.
Oh, great! It is like it fits. Like I don't really know how to describe it, but when you tell people you listen to Elk Puncher, they they question you. They want to hear your music.
Yep.
So
And it's unique enough that when you go to Google, that's the only thing you find.
yeah. And I love your logo because it looks like it could go metal and it could go Moose Lodge. Like you don't. It's clever. Like honestly, it's a great name. Your logo fits really well. You guys look nothing like your sound, which makes it even better. You guys are really the total package, and I know that, but nobody else does. So let's talk about you guys.
Sounds good to me.
When did Elk Puncher become a thing?
So it was kind of like a rolling ball, basically. So maybe about a year ago now, 'cause it was kind of cold out. I jumped on Kijiji just thinking like, you know what, I want to play in a band again. And then I come across David's post, and then we connected, and then we started just like searching Kijiji and Marketplace and stuff for like more people that we could connect with and try to make something.
Mhm.
And then we went through basically a rolling, just like a rolling roster of different people that were trying out, and people that didn't really gel. And then we just kind of settled on what we have now, and we've been jamming properly, I guess, since like September. Harley, when would you say you became permanent? I guess
October.
October. Yeah.
Yep.
So Harley became the permanent bassist in October, and then we were thinking, how else can we kind of round out our sound a little bit? And then we brought in Liam probably about a month and a half ago. And now we're all just a bunch of boys.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I can just imagine how you're gonna amplify and round out that sound, Liam, because they're loud.
They're fucking
And like
loud.
positive loud. Like you guys are fucking great, man. You really bring your sound to the table. Like I can imagine how much you're gonna amplify that. I'm excited for May.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, the first time I jammed with the guys, I definitely had a bit of like nerves just because this is the heaviest band I've been in.
Yeah.
But within a couple minutes, I just tried playing the most disgusting thing I could, and all the guys were like, "Yeah, that works." So
Yeah.
That's amazing.
immediately, I felt like super welcome immediately. So I'm very happy about that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, from my experience with booking them and hanging around them, they're great guys. So
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like you're in a good spot. Like probably won't wake up in a trunk tomorrow morning kind of spot.
I mean, I'm hoping not,
Wouldn't
but
rule
that would
it out.
keep things exciting.
Guys, I'm trying to help you out here. Like with a name like Elk Puncher, you got to keep it low pro.
Yep.
Don't want
So
things to get too heated too fast.
right. So yeah, their warning is in their name, which is fantastic.
Yeah. Tells you
So
everything you need to know about it.
right, but like I'm gonna keep going back to how clever it really is. Like you guys are, and you're tight as fuck. For
We try.
how new you guys are, you really are. Like you guys know what you're doing. You all fit well together. And if you
Yeah.
don't know what you're doing, you're really good liars. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, we got really lucky actually because
Yeah.
yeah, we all gelled really well together pretty early on,
which is
and like our drummer, he's played piano for a long time, so he's
Cool.
also like good with the metronome essentially.
Yep.
So yeah, that really translated well. And then I've played in a metal band maybe 15 years ago now, so I would already had the experience of doing the scene and playing shows and such. So a
on.
lot of that was able to kind of translate to what we are now.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
on. And
And actually, Liam comes from another local band as well.
do you?
Yeah, we're not really active at the moment, but I used to play in a band called Grim Fandango.
Sounds very familiar.
We did a couple. I think so. We played a couple of gigs at Warehouse last year.
Oh,
one of my-
okay.
Yeah, a buddy of mine who's in the band used to work at Warehouse, so I guess we kind of had a bit of a connection there with being a band that Warehouse could call if they needed a band desperately.
Right on. That's awesome. I like getting the opportunity to throw shows at Warehouse. It's a great venue. It's fun.
Oh yeah, I
Definitely.
agree.
So how did you guys all get into music? What was the first thing you heard or the first time you picked up an instrument and like now you guys are here in the metal scene?
Well, for me, I would say music has always been a pretty significant part of like my family and everything. Like my grandfather is an excellent guitar player. He's more on the country end of things, but still really talented. My mom sings. My uncle plays guitar really well. So that sort of influence has always been there. That seed's always kind of been planted in my head. In terms of heavy music, I would kind of say that my introduction to that would have been dubstep back like 10 years ago or so. Like I
Cool.
loved Skrillex, mainly Skrillex. But that's kind of like how I got into it. And then I had a bit of a classic rock phase, which I'm not really into anymore.
We all do.
But then I kind of emerged out of that with like Metallica and the big four in general of thrash metal. So like Metallica, Megadeth, Anthrax, and Slayer. I like all those bands quite a bit.
Yep.
Nuclear Assault, Fallen Angel, Testament. Like there's a ton.
Nice.
So 2019 was when I picked up the bass and I started taking lessons, and it took me quite a while to actually like get some chops. And then 2020 I picked up guitar, and bass kind of took a sideline until I actually joined Elk Puncher. So that was another thing. Like I once again needed to kind of regain my chops, but I'd say I'm at a point now where I'm pretty confident in my abilities. So it's it's going pretty well.
Right on. Awesome.
Yeah, I kind of started in the heavy metal side, new metal and whatnot. You got classic Korn, like everybody, and then around I think it was like 16 or 15 or something. My cousin brought me to a Roses Dead show in Oakville. I don't know, that I guess that was like 2006 or something. This was back when the scene in Hamilton and that area was going huge for hardcore.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm sitting there in the beginning of the first track, and then they go into this meaty breakdown, and it was like, oh my god, I need to do this. I need to do this now. And then, bam, here we are.
It's
Music started
magnetic.
getting heavier. Yeah, it started going down the deathcore side, the death metal side, the metalcore side, like, and now here we are, basically.
What a good path to follow.
Yeah.
What about you, Liam? How'd you end up here?
I think that like the first, like my earliest memory of being interested in music was probably just like pop tunes on the radio. Like I didn't really come from like an incredibly like musical family,
Right.
other than just like enjoying it around the house when my parents were doing like housework and shit, I guess. But the first like bands that I remember getting heavily into are probably like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden.
Nice.
Yeah, classics, can't go wrong. I think if I'm thinking specifically about like hardcore in that scene, I lived in this like tiny ass town in the middle of nowhere in Quebec, and I'm scrolling online one day, and I ended up discovering this like progressive metal band called Periphery, and that kind of like changed the game for me because from them I ended up discovering like Slipknot and other bands that use like harsh vocals, I suppose.
Yeah.
So that was really what started it for me at that age, and then ever since then I've just been getting into stuff that's nastier and nastier, I guess.
The heavier, the better.
Yeah, the usual
Courtesy.
progression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's for me. It started with War Pigs,
Oh,
and,
hell yeah.
and,
There you go.
There you
and
go.
now it like I mean that was it for me. I was smoking my friend's dad's weed in her room, and oh my god, we're gonna get caught. We better turn on the music so he thinks we stole his CD to listen to it and not roll on it. And yeah, now now I'm sitting here
Funhouse.
talking to you guys, and I'm a huge pothead with green hair.
You never know
Look
what
at
it's
that.
Career moves, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way because I don't get to talk to interesting beings like yourselves. So, you know, what does Bill Hicks say? Drugs have done some good for the world. Not all of us, but some of us. I mean,
Yes.
I'm recovering, but it brought me here, so
Mhm.
whatever. But okay, well, what do you guys got out for music right now? I'm just gonna like no segues, make it super awkward, some pauses here and there. I won't finish questions. I just you know.
That's all
on
right.
with
We
it.
it's not a
Maybe
bad
one
question.
of you will
So
take over
No.
for the rest of the
Um,
interview. We'll see.
yeah, so actually we're working on a new EP right now. So the tracks are all done, and now they just need to be recorded. So basically, if you want to hear our new stuff, anybody who may be listening, come to our shows because we're going to play it first before it gets recorded.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part about doing this job is people will send me recorded music, and it's not that I'm trying to be disrespectful or anything like that, but I would rather listen to you live first because if I like you live, I'm going to buy all your albums.
Right.
Guaranteed, right? If I like you live. Because that shows where your energy is, that shows where your personality is, that shows where your heads are at when it comes to how much you want to make the music and put it out to your fans and stuff like that. And like the first time I had seen you guys live was the show at Dive Pub, and I like that was fun. What the fuck? You guys are definitely a surprise on stage, and I loved that. Oh, and Ryan, shout out to your wife. She's absolutely amazing. I love her.
I agree.
She was so wonderful to meet that night. Not to deflect from the band, but hi, Steph.
Yep.
So, yeah, and your merch is on point. I bought the maroon shirt, and I'm probably going to need another one.
We
got new
have
stuff.
more merch now, so got a lot more stuff. Yeah, if you, again, people listening, you can jump on our Instagram and find our Big Cartel link. So we got the EP art that is on metallic gold and the EP art that is on metallic silver. And then it's
Awesome.
on black long sleeve or black short sleeve.
Ooh,
Yeah,
long sleeve, definitely.
yeah.
I own every short sleeve band T-shirt there is. I need some more long sleeves.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a cryophilic long sleeve, and I wear it so much that the logo on the front of it is just completely worn off. So I definitely need a new one. You guys have a show coming up with Sofa City at Dive Pub on May 8th.
That's correct.
It's
Yep.
you guys, slightly intoxicated, tangents out of Oshawa. I believe they're out of Oshawa. Hopefully, Will pop in and correct me if I'm wrong. And we don't have a fourth band yet. But that show's scheduled for Thursday, May 8th at Dive Pub. And you guys have been part of the bands that have helped build that place up into the regional home of metal, because we don't have one for Niagara region right now. And Dive Pub has been fantastic. They upgraded their sound. They've reinforced their stage.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Oops. So not to say that we were the cause of any of that. But
I mean, we did have a lot of amps up there when we were there.
well, and
Yeah.
they see something in us. They believe in the metal scene, and that's why they're helping us build it up. And every other month, they give us one free night to bring the chaos and the loud and the metal and the crazy, and we do. We do. We really bring our game to the table, and I appreciate that you guys have been a part of that. You've been a key part in helping that grow. So thank you.
Oh, we definitely appreciate the opportunity on that too.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's
So
a mutual thing there.
Oh, I appreciate that very much, because I don't get to do this without you guys. And I don't. I've been very fortunate that I get to work with such great beings, because I've heard horror stories about, the industry and stuff like that. And I have yet to encounter those horrors. I mean, rowdy, sure, obnoxious, okay, but have you met
Yep.
me? So, but like for the most part, all the bands that I've worked with, all the shows that we've thrown, the interviews we've done, you guys have all been fantastic, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people to work with. So, thank you.
The scene's in a good place, if you ask me. Like in terms of just the sort of camaraderie between all the bands. Like I think we all kind of share like an unspoken bond in terms of just fucking trying our best to be heavy.
Yep.
Every band we've interacted with, I don't think we've had a problem with any of them. I enjoy talking to all of them, and it's been a good experience.
That and I'm really happy to hear that, because after the big C, things could have gone either way. A lot of people isolated, and a lot of other people they burst out of their houses with nothing to lose.
Yep.
And it was shaky. It was interesting to see which way the industry was going to go, especially metal. And I feel like we've done a really good job of patching those holes, and like you say, the camaraderie is it's another level right now, which is good. I see bands helping each other out and getting each other gigs, and hey man, check this website out, and hit up this person for an interview, and this guy's got a gig for you, and it's nice to see. It's really nice to see. You don't see that in all music genres.
Yeah, it's not an individualistic genre at all.
No.
It's all about brotherhood.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think you want to support your scene no matter where you are, but it helps when the scene is genuinely like that good. There are some bands in this area that I'm genuinely like very enthusiastic about and very like stoked to have been able to share a stage with, because I think there are people here that are going places. People are clearly very passionate about what they're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And writing Sofa City, I've had the opportunity to learn some of the histories of some of the musicians around here, and I'm honored, first of all, but shocked at some of the things that I have written about like some of you guys in the industry are some of my best friends, and then you send me the bios of what you've done to get to where you are, and I'm like, what do you mean you plugged into Dimebag Darrell's amp? How come I didn't know that? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right? So that was actually Snake River Redemption. You should check them out. They're amazing.
If somebody actually did that,
Yeah. So Snake River Redemption got to go down to Texas and play for Dimebag's 50th
Oh, that's
birthday.
awesome.
lucky
That's
me.
right.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, Josh is another level when it comes to guitar players, and he's 6'12", so you know. So I mean, yeah, but it's really interesting to learn about the bands I work with, and you guys as individuals, and like we're all normal people. Like, I don't normally say that out loud, so hopefully a lot of people didn't hear that. But like families and day jobs and like Nissan sedans and bill problems, and like we're all just fucking normal people. And then you guys get on stage, and our worlds become completely different for a few hours. When you guys play, I don't think I've ever asked this question. When you guys play, do you have to put yourself in another state or spot, or like do you have to put your game face on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Well, I mean, for me, it's sort of keeping in mind the energy that I want to have. My normal self, like I'm not super outgoing or anything, or even like that sociable. But when I got on stage, my goal is just like I wanted to just get up there and go nuts. Um, that is a huge philosophy in my like my bass playing too. I find a lot of bass players are kind of just they want to sit in the back, just be quiet and do their thing. It's not the way I do things. My style is to be much more in your face. But yeah, it's I definitely have to become a different person when I'm on stage, at least to get what I want out of the experience.
Right on.
Yeah, I find I suppose David would probably agree with me. But the energy that you bring yourself, you can kind of transfer to the crowd or
Yes.
the people that are kind of watching you, right? So, kind of like what Harley said there a little bit. If you're kind of in the corner and you're like meek and try not to be seen too much, the crowd is going to catch up on that, and they're going to be kind of quiet themselves. But we want to be super high energy. We're literally here to punch shit. So, like,
Ammo.
we want to put that onto the crowd and have a very high energy show. So,
Yeah.
you do need to put yourself in that headspace. And it can be hard to do, but also pretty easy as soon as you start seeing the crowd.
That's awesome. What about
That's
you,
really
Liam?
interesting. Yeah, I feel like my philosophy when it comes to approaching the stage might be I'd have to actually like discuss with Hartley and Ryan a bit more one on one and chat with them about their headspaces. But I feel like mine is a little bit different in the sense that I feel like I deal with a lot of nerves when I hit the stage just because I just get in my head about how people might perceive me. But I think the best thing to do in that moment for me is to just like empty my mind and see myself as like a vehicle for the experience, I guess. If that sounds like corny as fuck, but it's
No,
true.
that's
Like,
cool, actually.
I'm with you.
I mean, like I feel like as musicians, oftentimes we have to like justify why we spend the time doing what we're doing when there's not as much payoff as maybe there once was in this industry. But at the end of the day, you're trying to show people that you love doing this, and I think that's always what I want to come across is that I just really fucking love playing,
Yep.
no matter how
Yeah.
nervous it might make me to see so many eyes on me at once.
I think I think perspective over the last 5 years on why we all do this has changed.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think now that it's because it's shifted from the money to the love. I think that's why we're seeing the family that we are, the community that we are, the fucking bands. There's not one shitty band coming out of Southern Ontario right now. Not
No?
one.
Yeah.
I have not heard one shitty metal band yet come out of Ontario in the last 2 years,
Mhm.
guaranteed 2 years, let alone the last 3 to 5 years. Um, I think for the good, it did something to this industry when we all kind of had to scale back and figure out what our priorities were. And
Absolutely.
I think those of us that were in it for the money, I mean, there's still some people that are here and in it for the money. But they look like they're in it for the same reasons we are, which is the love of the music and the fans and the screaming and the my partner calls it the kicky punchy.
Yep.
'Cause that's what we're here for is the kicky punchy.
Yep.
Right. Shout out to Regional Reptile Rescue. They are the sponsors of Sofa City Sounds, and they are now, excuse me, they are now partners for the Mayhem Metal Market, which is happening for the second time June 7th at the Exchange in Niagara Falls.
Oh, awesome.
That is so rad.
So we've doubled the vendors, 30 vendors. We've added 2 more bands on this year, so it's going to be 7 instead of 5.
Ooh.
And it's going to be a wild time. Are you out here for the? Yeah, I read your question, but working, so you're just going to have to wait for a few minutes. Is Marnie going out with you?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out if she is. Yes, if she isn't, no.
Okay.
The blood moon is tonight, and my kids are home, so I still have to mom and work at the same time. Damn it! I thought I locked the door.
There's no door, and I'm not allowed to walk.
Damn it. Boards next week. So yeah, go find out if Marnie's going, and if she is, then yes, you can, and if she's not, then no, you can't. But you have to bring the dog out so she doesn't bark. Okay. No
Don't
more
mean to. Blood moon tonight?
apparently, yes.
I thought it was tomorrow. Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, I don't know. The comment that my daughter left on the page was, "Can we go outside and watch the blood moon with Amity in the gazebo?" She really made the effort with gazebo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Close enough.
Yes,
Kinda-
man, I don't
kinda
fucking know how to spell it either. So
There's fewer eyes.
yeah,
Pretty much.
that tells me there's no eyes. So, but yeah, it's interesting how no, don't bark. It's interesting how things have shifted, and I definitely think it's for the better. And I think that is why we have ended up with the bands and musicians that we have in the industry right now. It's bedtime, dog. Bedtime. You've been so good. You need like 20 more minutes of quiet, and then you can do and eat whatever you want. All your food's back there. I have a puppy mastiff, and sometimes she's really good, and sometimes she needs to be the star of the show. She's a year and a half old and 100 pounds. She thinks she's 5 pounds.
Yep.
Got a lot
So
of
I
pumpkin
have
stuff.
I have very flat thighs. That's for damn sure. She thinks she's a lap dog, and no, she's not. So, what about you guys? Do you guys have pets,
3 cats.
or is it just the big game that you go after?
All right, 3 cats.
Ooh,
I can hear
Very
one
nice.
scratching at the door right now, trying to
Yeah.
get
yeah. I like that little ad Steph put up about the cat dad on the interview tonight.
in.
It was fun. What about you guys? Pets?
I got 3
I
dogs.
wish.
3 is too many.
3 dogs is too many?
3's too many. 2's fine. 3's too many.
Oh, you obviously don't have children.
Yeah. Well,
3 dogs is not enough. I have
They
2
all-
kids.
Yeah, they all got their quirks.
Oh yeah, they do. What kind of dogs do you have?
They're all Cocker Spaniels, but all very differently behaved. We have our oldest one is like she has a few of the puppy traits left in her, but like she's old,
Yeah.
so she doesn't get as rowdy anymore. She still tries, but she can't.
Yeah.
My second dog we have is super timid, like scared of absolutely everything, like unsure of like I've done it before where, like I'll just pick up a random object and just like put it in front of her and she'll like back away from me. Um so she's super cute though, like and
Yeah.
very well behaved. But I think that is a byproduct of her being so timid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um then my third one, our youngest, is just absolutely insane. There was one day, the first day we got him, I remember I was sitting outside on the concrete steps outside my house, and he was sitting under my legs like he was scared. Only time he ever did anything like that. The second day, it was like a switch flipped, and he was just completely mad.
Yep.
So, all over the place, getting in fights, getting into stuff. I definitely, I understand the struggle.
Well, he's the third one that you got, so he's got to make
Yep.
sure that he's got to make sure that he makes his name and puts himself in a place,
So
right?
he spent no time doing that. He got to that right away.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan, what are your cats' names?
So we got Sunday, Lennox, and Puma.
Awesome. Awesome. I have a dog, which you guys know about. Her name is Aura, because everybody tells me I'm such a vibe. So I named her after my energy.
That
That's sick.
works.
And then I've got a 25-year-old tortoise shell cat.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Wow.
right? Yeah. She just turned
Older than
25
me.
in February. Oh, shit, dude. In cat years, she's like 132 years old.
Yeah.
that is wild.
Like, what? What? I'll be lucky if I make it to 50.
Yeah, cat lifespans are like all over the place. I find.
Oh, so like, I have a Sphinx. His name is Ronald. He's an asshole. I do not recommend. No, you like. I mean, listen. You want to spend $2,000 for the sake of like go on vacation, buy a new wardrobe. You know, and like I love Ronald. I love him, but 0 out of 10 unless
Yeah.
you're home 24 hours a day. Sphinxes are the most troublemaking cats you will ever meet. He is 4 pounds and he can throw down a shelf if he needs to get your attention.
Yep.
Tiny
Sounds about right.
troublemaker.
Oh man. Oh man. And then I have a half orange, half mane named Martin. He runs the place. He's like I wouldn't call him the Dawn of cats because that's what I used to call my cat Eddie. But he definitely is the big fat cat in the alleyway that all the other shady cats go to for deals. He's definitely got a ring that other cats kiss when they
Yep.
need things from him.
The catnip
know.
kingpin.
Oh, so you
fits.
guys have met. Oh, well, Martin was a rescue. Somebody put him in a box and put him in the Value Village donation bin.
Well, people are the worst.
Yep.
I want to believe that they thought that was the best way to give him a better life because if I don't, I'll spend my life hating somebody I don't know.
Yep.
Because Martin's a great cat.
Yeah.
So, what about fish? Do you guys fish watch?
No.
I like fish. I like a good fish.
That was a dead end question.
I'm on your side here. I like fish.
Do you? I own
I don't
Oscar.
own any, but
I like
I do.
I
fishing.
don't own any, but I do respect them. That's fair.
Fishing's fun. Except for I'm allergic to them, so that I'm a throwback. kind
Oh,
of girl.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. All seafood. I know.
Oh, I thought you meant like if a fish was in your vicinity, you were.
Oh no,
that-
not that.
Yeah,
part,
sorry.
no.
That
Just
I
generally
misunderstood-
allergic to
I
water. Then.
misunderstood that. Yeah, I misunderstood that.
It's like,
I
no, I'm
knew
allergic to
this
that
was
lake.
fun.
Yeah. There's a high concentration of fish in this lake because I'm
Yeah.
sneezing a lot.
Yeah. No, I don't know where the allergy came from, and it's not just fish or seafood. It's both. I'm not complaining. I don't like either. Everyone's like, you're missing out. No, I'm not.
Not
I'm
really.
not missing on anything because A, I don't know what any of it tastes like, and B, so you
Yeah.
know, we're good. I'm okay. It's like avocado. No fucking thank you.
Yeah.
No. I'll eat weird shit, but avocados, no.
I mean, that's fighting words to a lot of people, but
I know. Imagine how the vegans feel about me, right? Because like
Yeah.
I'd fight an avocado before I'd eat one.
Yeah.
So and nothing against anybody's eating habits, but when I say I hate avocados, they're usually the first people that come for me.
Yeah.
We
So,
don't mean to stereotype you based on the food you eat, but
well, I
kind of have to do it.
I better back my mouth up. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well,
Especially-
I'm with you. Sometimes it's just better to live in blissful ignorance.
Right?
That's my
And-
philosophy about a lot of things.
Yeah, especially avocados. Ugh. No thanks. What's your favorite foods? See, I told you it could go anywhere when I don't script shit. I'm kind of surprised Alex from Us Alike has not popped in with some weird comments yet.
For me, I would say probably spaghetti, but specifically my grandma's. Like
Yeah.
it's funny because you'd expect like with me saying like I love spaghetti and meatballs with my grandma's sauce, you'd expect her to be Italian, but she's not. She's French.
Love it.
Which is
They
pretty
can cook,
funny.
man.
But like and the funniest thing too is like there's no method to the madness. Like she told me, she's like, if anybody asks me to write down my recipe, I'm not gonna know what to put. But she just like looks at the stuff and is like, yeah, that's a good amount, puts it in there. But I don't think I've ever tasted food that like had that much flavor. I
Do you
can't
know-
describe it, but like
Do you know
Man.
why it tastes as good as it does without measurement and it tastes the same every time? And you're
How's
going to
that?
think I'm ridiculous, but I'm telling you, when somebody cooks your food with love,
oh
I-
yeah.
I mean it, man. When somebody cooks your food with love, like think about it. Restaurant food just tastes like food, right?
Yeah.
Grandma's cooking. I'll take grandma's cooking over that fucking restaurant food any day.
Yeah. Homemade meals are just
Yeah.
just
My
they hit
grandmother's from
different.
Scotland, and she used to make mince and potatoes. It's literally peas, potatoes, gravy, and ground beef.
That actually does sound delicious. Like
Yeah.
at least
Add ketchup, and it's amazing.
it tracks with you saying that she's Scottish eating something like that. But like I could only imagine how good that would taste.
It's amazing, right? And like somebody else could make it, and sorry, it doesn't taste like my grandma's because grandma makes it with love. She
Yep,
wants to make that food for you. Right, that's
exactly.
like when bands don't want to leave the same night they come in. Okay, well, you guys can sleep at my house. I'm probably gonna cook though, and they're like, this is the best whatever I've had, and I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
literally threw it in the cast iron and hope for the fucking best.
Mhm.
But because I love making sure that my bands have everything they need, it tastes better.
Yeah.
So Tamara just popped in. She said avocados, fuck that. It's like baby poop. Yeah, see? It's not just me. It's not just me. And shout out to Tamara. She was a huge help to me today. We had somebody in the community fall and I rounded up some people to pick them back up, and she was the first person in my inbox today. What do you need? I don't care what it is. I'm here for you.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Tamara's amazing. So shout out to her. But yeah, what are your guys' favorite food?
Is cheese an okay answer?
Cheese is the
Yeah,
best.
cheese.
Sir.
I just fucking love. I could eat cheese day and
Have you ever had cheesy pickles? Do you like pickles?
oh, I fucking love pickles. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you're speaking
So-
my language here.
All right. Okay. So sorry, Ryan, but we have to interject with this.
It's all good.
Okay. So you're gonna take any kind of cheese you want and you're gonna shred it, and then you're going to put it on a frying pan. And once it gets that golden brown fry
Okay, man.
taste to it, like fry look to it, you're gonna put a pickle in the middle, and then you're gonna roll the cheese over into the pickle, so it's like a blanket, and cheesy pickles.
That
Like,
sounds delicious.
I know. Like you can just telling you, so good. I'm a stoner, so
Yeah.
I also found this girl on TikTok who makes waffle iron food. So she'll take like salsa and cheese and she'll turn that into the waffle, and then she'll put like jalapenos in the middle and sour cream and like just all the good shit, and then she'll make like, I don't know, potato and cheese on the top as the top of the waffle. And yeah, like, and she always makes them with like super red eyes, so you know that it's coming from here, not from here.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Ryan, what's your favorite food?
Avocados.
She was cooking that one for a while.
That's
You've been holding on to that.
You have that one in the pocket.
I had to wait. If I was gonna choose something, probably just a properly cooked steak.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, proper salt, proper pepper.
Yeah. So still bleeding,
Still bleeding.
and well, I would say still mooing and searing at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, you can go now. Make sure Marnie texts my phone when you get down there. You have to bring the dog. Yeah, I already told your sister. She agreed. She didn't hesitate. It's a done deal. Sorry. Okay, but your sister can hold on to the dog. Oh, work life, mom life.
Yep.
Doesn't get any better than this.
You're killing it.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm killing something. I'm killing something. Not a tiny human today, but maybe. So, what's your favorite movies? Are you guys like horror guys? Are you comedy guys? What's your favorite movies?
I'm horror guy.
Yeah, me too.
I'll let you have the floor for that. I don't really watch movies. I have an answer, but I will wait.
Man, I feel like that's a big question. I've been watching a lot of animated movies recently just because I don't know, I find them comforting to some degree. But I try to keep an open mind, I guess. I do like horror, even though it's like not my like go-to, I guess.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
animated movies. Have you seen the Beatles' Yellow Submarine movie?
It's on the list, but I haven't gotten around to watching it. Should I?
Well, I'm gonna say this, not being a Beatles fan, it's one of my favorite animated movies.
Okay, that's
And,
pretty good praise.
And a minute is a really long fucking time.
Fair.
A minute
Fair.
is a long time.
I feel like most people trying to get me to watch Yellow Submarine are usually like diehard Beatle fans. So I'm like, of course you'd like Yellow Submarine, but this is a good recommendation.
Yeah, no, the only thing I like about the Beatles is that I share a birthday with George Harrison. And the song Here Comes the Sun.
George Harrison is the coolest Beatle.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
He is. Look,
I
'cause he has
concur.
my birthday.
There you go.
So it was last Tuesday.
Yeah, congrats.
Well, happy
Happy
belated.
belated.
Birthday.
Thank you. So, yeah. Okay, Ryan, what you got?
I mean, there's a lot of pretty good horror that came out recently, but I think the movie that sticks with me the most when I think of like what's my favorite movie is the Dawn of the Dead from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a very underrated movie.
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. What you got, Harley?
My pick would probably be Mad Max Fury Road.
Ooh.
And I
That's
got
a bitchin' movie.
I
Guitar
got
guy.
yeah. That so my main reason is because I like cars and I like looking at all the cars and being like, oh, they put these two cars together to make that car. But also like it's just a badass movie. Like all the like scenes in it, like you were saying about the guitar guy, like that's one of my favorites too. And like just the war boys spraying the freaking like paint on their faces and saying "Witness me!" Like I love just the energy that movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it gets me. It gets me pumped up. Like it's
Something
like,
about
I'm
negative
like,
power that just gets you going, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's my reason.
It's not untrue though. It's kind of weird.
I'm lucky because that's a well liked movie.
Well,
Because like I'm not like it's not like I like that because I have good taste. It's it's just personal.
well, and it's funny because like I'm definitely a horror guy. The bloodier, the better. But like my favorite movie is Out Cold, and it's a
Right.
comedy. It's Zach Galifianakis. Oh my god, I always feel like I'm gonna fuck his name up, and I get it right every
Yeah,
time.
you got it
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right? So it's his first movie, and
Oh shit.
Jeremy London is in it. He's one of the guys from Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
in it, and it just like it's about these guys who work on a ski resort, and they drink a lot of beer and they do a lot of mean things to each other. And this guy played by Lee Majors is coming to buy the ski resort and fuck it up with all his money and rich people, and they foil his plan. And at one point, um, Zach he gets drunk regularly, and they put him in different positions. So one of the scenes, he gets loaded, and they put him in the driver's seat of the car, put the car on ice, start spinning it around, get into the car, and start screaming like he has gotten them into this accident or emergency or whatever, and he wakes up screaming trying to turn the wheel and stop the car, and it's the funniest fucking thing ever. Hey Matt, what's going on? My buddy Matt just popped in. He said SLC Punk, that's one of the best movies ever. Have you guys ever seen it?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, highly recommend. Yeah, Ryan, you would know, it's a fucking great movie.
Great movie.
Devin Saw was in it. He's Canadian. He's old as fuck like me now. But yeah, Bob, Bob, it's one of the best characters in that movie. Lots of green hair, lots of acid, and lots of sitting in the snow. And it's all about Salt Lake City punks.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so fun. Yes,
And
please don't knock that
Matthew
over.
Lillard in that one too, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has one hell of a movie career. I took my girls to see Five Nights at Freddy's last. Like he nailed that role. It was like that role. Like I'm sure a lot of roles are written with certain actors and actresses in mind, but even if they did write it for him, he took it and made it even more of his own than it already was. Like yeah, he was built for that role.
I'm honestly just glad it wasn't like Jack Black or The Rock.
Right?
Not that they're bad actors, but like, man, I'm sick of seeing them.
Well, I mean, Jack Black's a good actor.
Yeah, The Rock just plays The Rock.
Yeah, he plays
Like
himself in every movie.
Him and John Cena could have the worst acting fucking decorum, and everybody would be like, "Oh, I got to see that movie."
Yeah. Like
why? Like he's
I feel like it's a money, like it's a cash grab a lot of times. So like people are going to see the movie because these people are in it.
right, right.
But
The thing is with Cena though, he's so giant that it's
Yeah.
always just hilarious when he's on screen anyway. Doesn't matter what he's doing.
He's in oh, am I gonna say the name of this movie right? Ricky Stenicki
yeah.
is the name of the movie, and he does well in that. I'll give him that. He's fucking hilarious in that movie.
I've
And
seen clips,
yeah, I think you're right because he's such a big dude. No matter what he does, he's funny.
Mhm.
He's got good timing as well. Like you gotta give him that. He does have good timing.
Well, and okay, like don't shoot me for this because I am a big wrestling fan.
I am as well.
So I'm going to be very careful when I say this.
Go for it. Go for it. There's no shame here.
They have a lot of sculpted speeches,
Yes.
and
That just agreeable.
what they're doing is very real, but their storylines are very unrealistic.
Oh yeah.
But they like their acting along with those storylines goes with that. Though I do know that the wrestling they do is very real because I know someone's going to come at me. You know, the pain that they take is very real. The broken body parts, the landing wrong, the like that shit hurts. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, for real.
They're not acting when they get up and they limp and they look at each other and go, "Try not to push me harder into the mat this time." You know,
Yeah.
like you know that shit is well. I mean, a lot of them are recovering addicts and alcoholics for a reason.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, they get a lot. I wouldn't say they get their acting skill from wrestling, but they definitely have to have some kind of acting skill to be wrestlers because they do have the soap opera lines that they have to follow because that's what it is, just in tighty whities.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice and oiled up.
so and like I was watching wrestling in the late '90s when it was like Shawn Michaels and you know, and The Rock was Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
You know,
Back when everybody hated him.
yeah, back when he you know, he nobody wanted him there, and now he's like the top wrestler. Like what? But whatever. He's Oprah's best friend too. Did you know that?
That's
No.
crazy. I didn't know
That
that.
tracks.
I don't know how true that is. The last time I saw The Rock acting, him and Oprah were asking for money for people from Maui. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw that ad, but none of it was sincere.
Didn't see
Okay.
that.
Sounds
That's
about
why
right.
I made that comment. So none of it was sincere.
Mhm.
So Matt, when are you coming back to Toronto to come hang out with us? We miss you. Matt's one of the he's one of my mosh pit buddies. I can guaranteed find him at the front of the stage if I know he's at the same show as me. So yeah, he's a good dude. I met him after Walter passed away. That's actually how we met, was through Walter. And yeah, he's become a good buddy of mine. So it's nice to see him watching the show.
Yeah, thanks.
So,
man.
yeah, he's in Cornwall now, unfortunately, but we'll get him down here soon enough to watch some shows.
Nice.
So yeah, so we're coming up close to an hour. We got 8 minutes left before we get rid of the rest of the world and sit backstage for a minute. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Dinosaurs, Transformers, fairies?
I can talk about Transformers.
Yeah. Right on. Who's your favorite?
That's a good question, actually.
I know I'm such an asshole, but I've got a great personality.
I could go so many ways on that.
That
like-
comment or the Transformers? Because I'm
Both.
open to both.
Sideswipe's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I want to know who your favorite wrestler is currently.
Yeah,
Mine
that's
are Harley's.
Yours. Unless Harley watches wrestling, feel free to fill me in if you do, Harley.
I don't.
Yeah, let's put Harley on the spot.
I don't
You have
watch
3
wrestling,
minutes.
but like I'm informed. Yeah, let's talk about butter sausage. Where's
Yeah.
it come from? What is it?
I was just gonna cut you off to say that.
Gary Busey.
Thanks, Matt.
Favorite modern wrestler. Honestly, I don't know enough to make an informed decision. Rhea Ripley's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
That's all I gotta say.
She's a bad bitch.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna like my favorite wrestler. Both of my favorite wrestlers are out of the '90s. One of them is no longer around, and I don't even know if the other one still steps in wrestling rings. But I'm gonna age myself, so fuck you guys in advance. So
Pretty gray.
yeah, I'm green for a reason, okay? So my favorite wrestlers, because I've got two, are China and The Undertaker.
I'll agree with
Those
the
are two
Undertaker.
very
Yeah.
solid picks.
Yeah.
Very solid picks.
Yeah. China was extremely she was overrated because she was an anomaly as far as women wrestlers go. But for what her talent really was and what that woman was really worth, I don't think she was ever like she was underrated. She was
Nice.
never shown. She was never spotlighted the way she could have been.
Fair.
For what she knew as far as wrestling and her knowledge and how she wrestled and her history and stuff like that. Um, I think it was very unfortunate the way things went for her because she could have been a lot different of a wrestler if they had taken her seriously.
Yeah, that's fair.
And Undertaker, I don't need to say anything about that. I don't know, Mick Foley, he's up there too.
Yeah.
He's sick. Yeah.
You know,
Mick Foley was
because
one of my favorites too.
they were all unique.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They all had something that nobody else had.
And then Undertaker took it from the top of the cage in '99.
Yeah.
Solidified him.
He was the first person that I ever saw with a throat tattoo.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
because he had his ex-wife Sarah's name written across his throat,
That's pretty tasteful.
right? Right? I mean, like I don't know. I'm terrified. Like I've got right up to the top of my chest done, and neck tattoos scare the shit out of me. I've got my sternum tattooed, and you got to be a different kind of fucking strong for a neck tattoo.
Yep.
No thanks. Nope. So, yeah.
We're
all right.
if we're talking about all-time wrestlers, I got a wild card pick for like my all-time favorite wrestler, Santino Marella.
Dude, I love Santino Marella. He's great.
Not
He's
even
so good.
because I don't care how he did in the ring. I just care about how funny he was. Just like the amount of shit. Like I don't watch wrestling, mind you. Like, but I can quote like so many like quips that Santino Marella's made. Just going back to like him just mispronouncing everything. Like the best was when I can't remember who he was talking to, but he goes, "Your accent is ridiculous," which is pretty ironic.
Yeah. No, he's great.
Then when he was talking with, it was him and Vladimir Kozlov. They were talking to Sheamus, and he kept calling Sheamus, and the best is like. Santino goes like, I don't really know like what kind of a problem you have with me, and Kozlov takes a mic and he goes, he hit you because you beat him. It was the biggest upset in WWE history. And then Sheamus is just looking at him like, just like ready to kill both of them. But yeah, his like I said, I don't give a shit how he did in the ring, but he was just so goddamn funny.
I think I need you to do wrestler impressions more often.
I
That was quite
know.
good.
So can you open your next show with that, please?
Yeah, I'm doing Fred Durst next.
Ooh.
Okay, well,
How did
you-
we go from
David-
wrestlers to wieners? I mean,
David's,
musicians.
David's a fan of that one. That one is just yeah.
You got to do it now.
I really
No. Save it for a show, because that means
Oh.
everyone's got to come see it.
Yeah.
I almost had it out of you too. You almost did it, and then your
Almost.
cheeks
I don't
turned
know, I
red.
gotta
And
give
you were
it-
like, nah,
I gotta give him something, Ryan. I'll
Yeah.
save. I can go like. I'll just introduce all the songs as Fred Durst next show we have.
So
Just take the mic from David. But yeah, that one is definitely one of the ones I do the best. I like doing impressions, but
right
that
on.
one was when he was at Woodstock. I think it was Woodstock '99, and
Yep.
his mic was cutting out, and he's saying into the crowd because I used to watch Loudwire a ton, and I kept watching the same video of like stage mishaps.
Yep.
So I heard that one a ton, but that one's just like, I want everybody in the house. Repeat after me. Fuck a Limp Bizkit. Fuck a Limp Bizkit. That's right. Fuck you too. That
You
one's
wanted him
That's
to
really
hold
good.
that in?
Jesus Christ.
I like doing that one. That one's pretty good.
That was fantastic.
I got a lot of random ones. I was talking to David about the impressions I do like last week, and Another one I like is Winston Churchill, which is also completely pivoting from wrestlers to rock stars to political figures. But that
Right.
one is literally like pick words and make them sound as unintelligible as possible.
You
But
said British wrong, but go on.
oh, okay, sorry. But that the one is
Sorry, I'm sorry.
yeah.
That was great.
The one that I always see memed on is he's it's a recording of him and he says, "At any rate, that is what we're going to try to do." That one, just in his voice, is, "At any rate, that is what we're going to try to do." And like, it's just when Napoleon moved Boulogne with his flip-on boats in his Grand Army, like you can't understand his word he's saying. But then, like, once you actually see it written out, it's like, okay, I kind of see what he was going for. But like, that dude was like, he's the quintessential British guy. He's everything that the British
he
have to
sets
aspire
the-
to be.
He sets the monotone.
And I can say that because I am British.
Me too. At least half.
Yep, same.
On my mom's side, I'm a first generation Canadian, and on my dad's side, I'm a 13th generation Canadian.
Yep.
So I can get away with a lot. So
Anyways, sorry. Yeah, that was pretty off topic.
that was
but
so fun.
I'm glad
Yeah,
you
but
guys
this whole
enjoyed the
interview has
discussion.
been off topic. That's why we do it this way.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how uncomfortable all of us would be right now if I was trying to get out scripted questions?
Yeah, it would flow a little bit worse.
Yeah, I don't know if we would, to be honest with you. Like, I feel like it would be a way more awkward than I've tried to make it tonight. And clearly you guys fit that. Like, you guys are just as awkward as I am because nobody noticed, which I
Yeah.
appreciate.
You bet.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, on that note,
Oh,
you guys have
actually,
any? Yeah,
we have a bunch of shows lined up that we
Yeah.
should shout out.
I was just gonna say on that note, tell me what you guys are up to before we get rid of everybody.
Yeah. we gotta plug
Beat
all
me
our
to
stuff.
it.
Yeah, so April 5th, we are in Quebec for what they're calling the Sherbrooke Massacre. So that's in Sherbrooke, Quebec.
Sweet.
A bunch of details are on our Instagram there.
Yeah, send me
who
the
we're playing
poster
with.
and I'll put it up on Facebook. 'Cause
Yeah.
you guys aren't there.
So we got April 12th at Camp Cataract. We're playing with Polluted, Junko Daydream, and Mo Killed My Cool.
Ooh, I'll come out for that show for sure.
Yeah,
one's good.
it should be a good
That'll
time.
be fun.
We got Dive Pub with You.
Yeah. May 8th.
And then May 31st, we got the Bank Art House with
That'll be fun.
Sons of Butcher.
That'll be fun. I'm gonna try to make it to
Yeah.
that show.
It's going to be
Definitely.
hilarious.
That's gonna be so fun.
It's the
And
most
then-
convenient show we're ever gonna play, I think.
Yeah. Our jam space is actually like, you can see it from
Yeah.
the bank.
That's awesome.
So we'll probably just get a dolly and like walk our stuff
Just
down the
wheel your
sidewalk.
shit down the street. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then on June 14th, it's not announced yet, but we're at the Niagara Arts Center. Probably, hopefully, a rooftop show. That'd be cool.
Where is that?
It's on St. Paul.
Okay. I had seen a poster for there for another show, and it caught my eye because I'd never heard of that place before.
Mm.
Yeah, they run
Where-
a couple shows here and there, but not always.
Whereabouts on St. Paul is it?
So it's closer to the billiard hall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like right next to Pool City.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so it's like on the opposite side of Geneva Street
Yeah.
because Geneva kind of
Our-
forks away.
No, it's still like on the actual downtown side.
Yeah, it's on St. Paul,
Yeah.
but it's closer to where Geneva and St. Paul are parallel versus where they fork
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So it's closer to warehouse area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out
yeah,
of the
right on the corner
past
from
and
warehouse.
stuff like that. Right
Yeah,
on. Yeah, we'll
exactly.
shout out that place because they've been very gracious with me in shows. And out of the past, we'll shout them out because they're local and they have
Yeah, for
vintage
sure.
and retro shit.
They got good stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I buy a lot of my dresses from there. So, but right
Yeah,
on. Well,
the
this has been fun.
Yeah.
We definitely should do this again. Your EP comes out, and then we do a show in May, and then I'm off for June, July, and August as far as interviews goes, because I have the Ryefield Festival at the Whiskey Pit coming up in August, and
Oh, yeah.
Sofa City does
yeah.
all their interviews
Ooh.
for a lead up to the festival. So
Sweet.
I'm not booking any more on Thursdays until then. But with your EP coming out, we should definitely talk about a date where we can sit down and try to have I say try loosely, try to have a serious conversation about things that are going on with you guys musically.
Yeah. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll drink some coffee, and I'm unmedicated ADHD.
Yeah.
Coffee and indica weed are usually my medication, and I've almost completely cut out weed. You heard that here. I said it. I've almost completely cut out weed, and I only drink 2 or 3 cups of coffee in the morning. So I'm just a fucking wild pistol for the rest of the day. So we'll see what happens.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So we will.
Yep.
Wait till the next show you guys do with me, and I'm completely off the mess.
Okay, we got a month and a half to prep, I guess.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that I stay at the door and you guys come to me instead of me going to you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so flexible with loading, because I'm such a pain in the fucking ass. Just smacking the tooth on the microphone. I'm sure everybody heard that. Oh, that was a good one. But anyway, now that I'm done fighting my microphone, it has been an absolute blast having you guys on live. We should definitely do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Go to Elk Puncher on Instagram. I'll work on these guys for a Facebook page soon enough. And get out to see their shows, get their music, buy their merch. Their merch is fucking cool. Definitely.
Thank you.
And maybe they'll give you guys some lessons on how to punch wildlife.
We're known to be pretty
What about-
knowledgeable about
Hang
that.
on, but what about moose? Would you punch a moose?
Nah.
I've seen moose in real life, man.
They could carry on living their life.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to screw with a moose.
Yeah.
Like sedan-sized freaking.
Yeah.
There's like sedan-sized elk.
Yeah.
Well, and that, like, I lived in Newfoundland for a year, and I'm telling you, if there's a moose standing in the middle of the road and you think you're gonna go around it, no, the fuck you're not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You need to go do groceries. It's a Mexican standoff. Like, seriously, you're not getting, like, we lived right in the mountains, and if there was a moose in the way, that was your day, man. You might as well turn around and go home, because it ain't
Yep.
moving until it's moving.
Yep.
So it's a good thing you guys chose elk. You know,
Yep. We tried to keep it modest.
Yeah. He's lightly believable.
Yeah.
elbows up, boys, elbows up.
Elbows out.
Yeah.
Right. So on that note, I'm gonna get rid of everybody else. I'll chat with you guys for a minute backstage, and then we'll carry on.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well,
Okay, so
thanks
I'm gonna
everybody
give-
for listening to us.
Yeah. Thanks for
Absolutely.
tuning
Thank you
in.
guys.
Thanks for putting up with my bullshit weekly, guys. Next week I believe we have a week off. The Mahones tomorrow night at the warehouse. We're running out of tickets. I've only got 5 in my purse. So if you want one and you want to come to the show, like, they're legendary, man. And I don't know how much longer they're going to be doing this. So the Mahones is tomorrow night at the warehouse. Next week we're off on Thursday. Friday I'll be at Paleface Swiss. Saturday's the rap battle at Camp Cataract. And then the weekend after is going to, or the week after, the Thursday after, is going to be Player Haters Brawl at Dive Pub. Don't miss that show. If you guys want tickets, you better get them from me now, because it's going to be sold out. Ready to Die, Beguiler, Cruel Intent, Seagrave, Eaten by Sharks.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah, it's Rob's 40th birthday. So if you don't get tickets, you'll be an L7 weenie. On that note, I'll keep you guys here and get rid of